Dang. It looks so good. Ooh, that was close. Yikes. It's like staring into my soul, you know? It's like... Cool. Okay, Mistfall Hunter is back with another free beta playtest, and holy crap, these devs are making good progress. There's new character models, new enemies, new crafting systems. There's all these classes to choose from, new character customization options. There's a ton of customization options. And instead of, you know, a bunch of UI overlays, there's this whole immersive camp system, this new camp where you get to interact with your stash and, like, craft and explore vendors. It looks really good. I mean, that's pretty quick, right? Mercenary is the class I like to play the most, especially early on, because it's so strong versus PvE. The devs in this game are really clever. They reward you for playing a melee class by giving you bonus damage to mobs, and also bonus damage resistance from mobs as well. Now, I've only been playing for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I've already got a full-ass stash, because it's easier for me to clear rooms, loot up, and get out alive, using a sword and shield, playing as a mercenary. Punish. Watch my stam. Nice. That's it. GG. Hello. What is this? Whoa. Fancy pants. Literal fancy pants. Thank you. Now this game is PvPvE, right? There are other players running around the maps, and that PvP content will come later as more people join the playtest. For now, here are some tips for playing Sword and Shield Mercenary to help you loot up quick. Close. The first tip is to watch for blade edge. When your sword glows red, you can hold M1 for a thrusting attack. Try not to spend too much time in jumping shield. Stunned out. Let's do a blade edge. Nice. Okay, pretty clean. This attack deals good damage and also moves you forward in space. Blade edge will become active after you do 5 consecutive attacks with your sword. Blade edge. Oh yeah. Blade edge also becomes active immediately if you perform a successful perfect block. Very nice. So speaking of, the second tip is perfect block is a skill-based maneuver that rewards you with a protective bubble and more damage output potential. But the timing of the block can be difficult to make work. I find you have to block slightly faster, slightly sooner than you might think, since it takes time to get into the blocking position. It can be tricky to get the handle of, the timing and the technique overall, but I encourage you to practice this because the benefits are well worth it. Using perfect block is really one of the main ways I'm able to clear PvE so quickly while taking minimal damage. Nice. Nice interrupt. Jump shield. Nice. Nice block. Here's a foot. Steppy. Nice. I'll do the blade edge. And the shield jump. GG. The next tip is that raising the shield, just the simple act of going into defensive stance, actually has a pretty high energy cost. So don't spam block because it's a good way to waste your energy, and then if you try to use, maybe if you're not paying attention, you use an ability at low energy, and then you're completely depleted, and that leaves you very vulnerable. So instead of spamming block or clicking multiple times, try to be targeted and intentional with when you block. I'm not sure if this is new for this playtest, but I noticed that the shield jump is another way to increase your DPS. I didn't see this move highlighted anywhere. To do this attack, jump and then press M2. Instead of blocking, your character will attack with the shield in the air. I find that this does really big damage and can really speed up clearing PvE. That was quick. It also doesn't require any special skills or perks. You can do this by default at a level 1 character. I can still shield jump. Yeah. And the last tip I have is to prioritize Shield Slam. This is one of the most powerful skills for the Sword and Shield Mercenary. It unlocks at level 11, it deals heavy damage, it offers some CC abilities, because it staggers opponents if you hit them, and it also provides mobility. It's a really powerful skill. And once I have it unlocked, it becomes a fixture in all of my melee fights. Okay, before we wrap it up, there's a few things you should watch out for when using this playstyle. One is that shield blocking in this game doesn't prevent all damage, it just reduces damage. So you could be in the middle of combat and blocking and think that you're doing well to prevent damage, but actually you're taking more damage than you think. You can access certain perks through your gear, through your victory wine, to help increase the amount of damage that is reduced from blocking, but just keep this in mind. Another thing to note is that your attacks and abilities can be interrupted if you are hit by enemies during your attack phase. If you are interrupted while using an ability, your ability will be cancelled and your cooldown will restart. So try to be intentional with your ability use and time it to avoid taking damage. Ooh. Interrupted. And the last thing to note is that Shield Slam is really powerful, but sometimes the hitbox can be weird if you're attacking enemies from above. Let's try an experiment. Trying to land on enemies can cause you to bounce on them, over them, or otherwise land kind of awkwardly. So when using this ability, try to aim for the space, try to aim to land in the space right in front of them if possible. Okay, that's it. This version of the Mistfall Beta Playtests, version 3, launches at 9 AM UTC on September the 16th. I'm not sure how long the playtest will run for. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks, and historically these playtests have been extended because so many people are interested in them. It's free, you can request access via the Steam page, or check out one of our live streams coming up in the next week or so. We'll probably have some keys to give away directly on stream. Good luck in the playtest, have fun looting up, we'll see you around.